Hello, good morning, and welcome to Allegion's 2022 Virtual U.S. Manufacturing Day. My name is Jamie Holpuck, and I want to thank all of you so much for joining us today for our virtual field trip. We've got a great event planned for you today with many team members and leaders from across Allegion excited to share their experiences in the manufacturing industry with you. We hope you'll enjoy our next 60 minutes together and find the information valuable and informative. We'll have dedicated time to answer your questions during the panel discussion towards the end of the event, but feel free to submit your questions at any time throughout the presentation using the chat feature on the right-hand side of your Teams live screen. Let's go ahead and get started. Even though we're not in person at our locations today, we do want to invite you to take a virtual tour with us, during which you'll have the opportunity to look at our operations in Connecticut, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, Kansas, Colorado, California, and Washington. Let's take a look.
At Allegion, we believe manufacturing is both a vibrant and essential industry. With many new trends impacting what we do every day, from robotics to the Internet of Things and more, there's no doubt that the creators of tomorrow have important roles to fill in pioneering safety and security at Allegion, both now and in the future. Guided by a shared vision of seamless access and a safer world, our employees are innovators, building products and solutions that create peace of mind. As a global manufacturer with more than 30 brands in our portfolio, we invest in tools, technology, and our employees. Because of this, we have a healthy U.S. presence, where those employees build mechanical and electronic locks, emergency exit devices, door closers, steel frames, and many other security solutions that help keep people safe at work, at home, in our community, and on the move. Let's take a look at some of our essential facilities and incredible jobs. In Snoqualmie, Washington, located near Seattle, Allegion produces technical glass products, or TGP solutions. Since 1980, TGP has been supplying specialized glazing materials and systems for commercial and institutional buildings around the world. The brand is committed to helping solve challenges faced by architects, general contractors, and glaziers through its services and two product lines: fire-rated glass and framing, and specialty architectural glazing. You'll find these solutions at airports, schools, libraries, hospitals, and museums, among other places. TGP has exclusive agency relationships with Nippon Electric Glass, Pilkington, and RP Technic to distribute certain glass and framing product lines in North America and the Middle East. Our jobs in Snoqualmie range from assembly, with roles in fabrication, welding, and powder coating, among other key competencies, to engineering, sales, and more. Our Steelcraft brand boasts two locations, a West Coast service and manufacturing center just east of Los Angeles in Chino, California, where we assemble and produce custom hollow metal doors and frames, and our main plant in Blue Ash, Ohio, near Cincinnati. While we proudly produce high-quality steel doors and frames at both facilities, our long-standing manufacturing history is rooted in Blue Ash. Located there for more than 75 years, a visit to our operations showcases talented employees with expertise in materials handling, welding, laser operating, and fabrication, creating doors intended to withstand fires as well as tornado and hurricane winds. Our production process starts with order entry, configuration, scheduling, and programming, and then moves to manufacturing our doors and frames from beginning to end, with finish on the paint line before shipping. From there, they go everywhere. That's right, you'll find these doors and frames around the world too, at medical centers, schools, and commercial offices. Some of our solutions can be seen in popular gathering places too, like the Superdome in New Orleans, the State Convention Center in Washington, and Iowa's State Sports Performance Center. You'll find our products at Ohio University, the University of Michigan, and the University of Kansas too. In Security, Colorado, close to Colorado Springs, we produce keys, lock cylinders, and mechanical locks, as well as high-security credentials and biometric products, all for commercial buildings. We've operated there for more than 40 years, and our talented employees process over 100,000 parts per day and configure and test a wide array of high-security products that are distributed to customers across the globe. The site is comprised of critical roles that include engineering, fabrication, assembly, testing, distribution, and supply chain management. Our associates use innovative tools like 3D printing, high-speed precision machining, and computer-aided design programs. We're especially proud to manufacture the Schlage brand of security solutions that provide seamless access at office buildings, universities, medical centers, and other vital places through mobile credentials. Our O-lathe operations has produced mechanical lock cylinders and keys for more than 40 years in the Johnson County area. Located just outside of Kansas City, our facility includes a nearly 300,000 square foot warehouse and employees who also work in distribution, customer care, and sales. In fact, any Schlage residential lock that you see at your local hardware store, like Lowe's or Home Depot, has been supplied through our O-lathe operations. That means if you live in the United States and have a Schlage door lock on your home, it passed through our facility here. We fulfill approximately 300 orders per day and ship nearly $1 million worth of product daily from this facility. With core competencies in assembly as well as shipping and receiving, there are many incredible opportunities to play a role in delivering Allegion's vision of seamless access and a safer world. Allegion also has a strong legacy in Illinois, where we have manufactured LCN door closers at our Princeton facility on Railroad Avenue for more than 70 years. Here we've invested in state-of-the-art equipment, from CNC machines that can be programmed to run multiple processes for manufacturing multiple product lines at the same time, to cobots that work next to our people in an assembly line, driving extra flexibility and efficiency. Using this equipment requires problem solving and troubleshooting, programming, digitization, and automation skills. You'll also find lab technicians that specialize in product testing, tool makers, and maintenance teams, all of whom play a vital role in taking our security solutions from start to finish. LCN products can be found in many high-traffic facilities such as schools, hospitals, government and correctional buildings around the world. Our creators produce 35 different series of closures and door hardware to choose from, products that have 15 to 20 years of operating life. Our Republic brand proudly operates in McKenzie, Tennessee, sitting in the northwest region of the state at the tri-point of Carroll, Henry, and Weakley counties. We've built high-quality hollow metal doors and frames there for more than 40 years. And today, our talented creators produce 300,000 frames and 80,000 doors annually. You'll see our solutions everywhere from national museums in Washington, D.C. to corporate data centers on the West Coast. Our people specialize in customizing products to meet customers' exact needs. For instance, our talented employees grind down metal to prepare for a seamless door edge application, many times required for schools, hospitals, and commercial kitchens. And while our employees focus on customer needs, they've also innovated many of the ways we work to improve safety, ergonomics, quality, and efficiency. Because of that, you'll see automated processes and conveyors in McKenzie that transfer our doors and frames through different phases of production. But our people make the difference, running control stations, cutting and forming systems, paint lines, and commercial drying ovens, among other important equipment. And because we work with steel, precision welding drives our solutions to be strong and durable for years of continuous service. We have 2 manufacturing facilities in Indianapolis, Indiana, located right down the street from each other. Operating on Toby Drive for more than 30 years and in the state for more than 100 years, we build Von Duprin and Falcon exit devices, as well as Glyn Johnson, Ives, and Zero International door hardware there. We're known for inventing the emergency exit device, as well as all of the customization we can provide for those life-saving devices today, which you'll see in nearly every public building, be it a government facility, a grocery store, a restaurant, a movie theater, a place of worship, a university, or otherwise. In fact, we produce more than 100,000 unique configurations in an average year. On any given day, we fulfill around 700 orders, requiring a cross-trained and flexible workforce with competencies in stamping, CNC machining, powder coating, plating, laser cutting, and etching. Our main line has a state-of-the-art vision system with 3D work instructions. It's so sophisticated that it detects errors and stops the line if a device is not built exactly as ordered. Our people play a critical role, through problem solving, in keeping our customers safe whenever and wherever our solutions are used. Located just east of Indianapolis, Mount Comfort is home to one of our Access Technologies manufacturing facilities and distribution sites. Our experts here specialize in machining, welding, and assembling automatic door packages, including operators and universal headers. After being manufactured in an impressive 108,000 square foot facility, these made-to-order solutions are then distributed to many commercial customers and can be seen at the entrances of stores for major grocery, hardware, and retail chains. Mount Comfort also boasts a national training facility where our team members host product trainings and certification courses, as well as other industry-related events. Here, our technicians have scale-size and full-size doors at their fingertips for hands-on learning opportunities. Rounding out our U.S. manufacturing footprint, Allegion also produces access technology solutions in Farmington, Connecticut. Here, we've manufactured innovative access solutions for over 90 years, including the very first swinging automatic door in 1931. Today, we proudly manufacture, install, and service sliding, swinging, folding, and transit metro door systems, as well as an array of sensors, controls, and security options. Our talented team includes engineers, operations, tool and die makers, maintenance mechanics, CNC machiners, and other skilled workers, all of whom play an important role in custom manufacturing each door for customers all over the world, across industries like retail, hospitality, healthcare, education, and government. While the facility produces more than 83 configurable products, the most common include the DuraGlide, DuraFit, DuraStorm, and ProHealth doors. There's no doubt that Allegion employees are innovators, creating new and better ways to keep people safe. The manufacturing jobs found at our U.S. and global sites today are centered on employee empowerment, engagement, and problem solving. From assembly, engineering, IT, materials management, distribution and logistics, robotics, environmental, health and safety, tool making, and more, the career paths are vibrant and valuable at Allegion, and our work has never been more important.
We're really happy to have you here and look forward to telling you a bit more about who we are, not just as a global employer, but as a long-term manufacturer employing nearly 3,000 people in our manufacturing facilities right here in the U.S. We think it's important to participate in National Manufacturing Day, which is sponsored by the National Association for Manufacturers, to educate those in our community about manufacturing and inspire the next generation of manufacturers. Thank you all again for being here today. We're really excited to share with you more about the great opportunities in manufacturing. Allegion is a company comprised of many different brands that have built the foundation for our success. Some of our brands, such as Schlage, LCN, and Von Duprin, have a legacy reaching back over 100 years. And most recently, we're proud to welcome Stanley Access Technologies to our family of historic brands. Our brands are focused on security around the door and adjacent areas. We produce everything from mechanical and electronic locks for both residential and commercial applications, door closers and exit devices, steel doors and frames, to access control and workforce productivity systems, as well as the software that supports them. While Allegion is a global company, all of our locations, our employees, and our brands are connected by a shared vision and purpose. Our vision is seamless access in a safer world. Allegion manufactures solutions that aim to make security more convenient and keep people and their property safe. While mechanical hardware is the foundation of our business, we recognize that the future of the security industry lies in addressing the needs of an increasingly connected world. Electronic solutions don't replace our mechanical products, they make them more powerful. Our purpose is to create peace of mind by pioneering safety and security. Our employees are innovators, creating new and better ways to keep people safe. Allegion has a unique culture that reflects the shared values of our employees. To highlight just a few of those values, Allegion promotes health and safety at and outside of work. Whether it's wearing personal protective gear, exercising, or taking a break, Allegion wants employees to protect their total well-being every day. Be curious beyond the obvious encourages employees to be continually interested in everything, everywhere. The core of this value is a continual pursuit of innovation and creativity, and every voice matters at Allegion. Your opinions are valued. Do the right thing isn't just a corporate value at Allegion, it's a way of life. From charitable donations to serving in our communities and protecting our people, we practice this principle daily. We encourage employees to act honorably at work and in their personal lives. These 8 values shown on the screen are not just words that we share, but are truly guiding principles that each of us live by. So now that you've had the opportunity to learn a little bit more about Allegion, we also want you to have the opportunity to get to hear firsthand from one of our Allegion manufacturing employees on what it's like to work at Allegion. Let's listen.
My name is Sheila Williams, and I normally work on the main line, the assembly line. Not really, but I tried it, and once I started working in the manufacturers, I really did like the fast-paced process. So now I'm still here after 6 years, so yeah, I like it now. Well, I started through the temp, and then I worked my way from second shift to day shift. I feel like I've learned working in manufacturing that it's a very hands-on job, and I didn't realize that I would work so well with my hands and making sure that everything is safe and making sure you're doing the right thing. I think working in the manufacturing, you have the opportunity to do different things and to advance if that's what you want to do. Well, once we come in and clock in, then we normally do a startup meeting as a group, and then we do our exercise, just a leg stretch, arm stretch, just the routine stretches, just to get your muscles kind of going before you start work. And then we go to our stations wherever we start. Because where I work on the main line, the assembly line, each station, we work 2 hours at a time, and then we rotate to each from station to station. The importance of rotating every 2 hours is so you're not in the one spot all day long. So you need to go from station to station to, move around so you're not doing the same job. I do like to have the opportunity to move around instead of just standing in one spot all day or having a set-down job. Say if I start on at station 20, which is at the head of the line, then I'm putting together the device and putting 2 screws in there, making sure you got bumpers, making sure you have the right device. And we have a pack of quality to go by to know what we're supposed to run. Well, it's important that you are getting the right device, that the customer is getting exactly what they're ordering. So you want to make sure everything is in place before you send it to the next station. Well, to start from the beginning of the line, the person that's actually putting the device together, they have to do their job and then scan it out and then send it to the next person. And then that person will double check behind that person to make sure that all the parts are there. And then it'll just keep going down to the next person, all the way down the line. I feel like it's very important for everybody to work together as a team and to help one another out so the line will run a lot better when everybody works together as a team and communicate with each other. I feel like the area that I work in, everyone is pretty close and everybody talk every day and just talk about your family and stuff. So everybody pretty much know each other, know the family, or hear the stories about the family at home. So we're all pretty close knitted. Communication is huge, as well as making sure you got good quality work. I enjoy working with my teammates on a day-to-day basis. We try to understand one another and work together as a team. So I do recommend working in the manufacturing.
Now I'd like to invite our panel to join us for a discussion on manufacturing careers. They'll share both the opportunities they see in manufacturing today and their own experiences in manufacturing. While we do have some questions planned for the panel today, we do welcome you to submit your own questions as well. Please go ahead and use that chat feature on your Teams live screen to submit any questions you have at any time during that panel discussion. All right, panel. To kick it off, I'd like to do some introductions. So if you don't mind taking a minute to share with us your name, your role, and how long you've been with Allegion. Cindy, do you want to start us off with that?
Sure, I would be happy to, and welcome everyone. My name is Cindy Farr. I'm the Senior Vice President of Operations and Supply Chain, which means I have the privilege of working with our 30+ manufacturing operations across the globe. I've been with Allegion for 17 years, but I've actually spent my entire 30+ year career working in manufacturing, and I'll talk about that here shortly. And I'm based in Carmel, Indiana.
Thank you, Cindy. Chris, how about you?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. My name is Chris Dybeck. I'm the Director of Operational Excellence for the Americas. I reside in Illinois, and then I've been with Allegion for 15 years.
Thank you. Nick, sending it your way.
Thank you, Jamie. And good morning. My name is Nick Colicchio. I am the plant manager for our Steelcraft business based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I've had the pleasure of working for our company for a little over 20 years now and have the great ability on a daily basis to get to support a lot of people to make some great products for Allegion.
Glad to have you, Nick. Thanks for joining us. Jamar, we'd love to have you introduce yourself.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jamar Denham. I've been with Allegion for going on 8 years. In February, I'm a TAC coordinator in the Blue Ash location, and I work hand in hand with team leaders and supervisors to help improve the process in the area I work in.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jamar. And David, sending it your way next.
Morning, everybody. My name is Dave Ultimately. I'm working in Blue Ash, Ohio. I am the operations superintendent here, and I've been with Allegion about 8.5 years.
Glad to have you this morning, Dave. Thank you. Monica, how about you?
Hi, good morning. Yes, my name is Monica Brown, and I'm located in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm the HR manager for our Indianapolis Operations Manufacturing Facility, and I've been with Allegion for 7 years.
Great. Thank you, Monica. Dan, how about you round us out?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Jeffroy. Been with Allegion about 23 years. Currently the plant manager in Colorado Springs, Colorado for the Schlage business. Welcome.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, panelists, for taking the time to share your experiences today. We really appreciate it. I want to go ahead and start out by asking you to share a little bit more about your career journeys. Cindy, I would love to start with you. Can you share a little bit more about your specific career journey and if manufacturing is something you expected to pursue?
Sure. And as I mentioned, I've been in manufacturing for 30 years, but I did not plan to go into manufacturing, certainly not when I was, in high school or graduating. Actually, when I graduated from high school, the economy was in a recession, and actually where I lived, jobs were really hard to come by. So I was really thoughtful about picking a field that I thought I could have, job security and lots of options. And I ended up going to Purdue University and getting a degree in industrial engineering. When I was in college, actually, I worked as a co-op student for General Motors in Kokomo, Indiana, which allowed me to help fund some of my college education. And then after I graduated, I went to work full-time for General Motors as an industrial engineer. And so I started out working on the plant floor, like the video that we just saw, some of the assembly lines that I think it was Sheila that was talking about, but setting those up. So figuring out how to build product, working on all the layouts, buying the equipment, the tooling, the fixturing, and all that. And so that was my first job. But throughout my career, I moved to a lot of different roles in manufacturing. Some of the different skills or sub functions, let's say, that were talked about on, I think, the first video. I've had the chance to move around to a lot of different areas like quality, like lean, like in manufacturing engineering, and then just production management. And so this really allowed me to get a lot of skills early on in my career, learn a lot of different things, just try different things, which was really fun. After I worked about 5 years, I ended up going back to Purdue to get a master's degree in engineering. I actually went through the tuition reimbursement program that they had at GM, similar to what we have at Allegion, which I think we're going to talk about. And, you know, I would just do a big commercial message for that. It's such a great benefit to take advantage of that tuition reimbursement because you can get your degree and not have a bunch of student loans, which was really good move. So then just kind of moving on, a major milestone for me along the way is maybe after I'd been working for about 10 or 15 years, I took a job still with GM in Reynosa, Mexico. I ended up spending 6 years there. I was only supposed to go for 2. I ended up staying there for 6 years. Ended up being the overall plant manager or plant leader for 4 different plants with about 4,000 employees. It was a huge learning experience for me and really also a great adventure. I mean, by then I had a family, 4 daughters. We moved down and got to live in a different part of the country and just learn a whole different way of life. Eventually, I decided to make a move from General Motors to Allegion, changing industries. And then, like I said, I've been at Allegion for 17 years. I came over leading the quality organization. I've run the operations for the Americas, led purchasing, which was very interesting. And now I'm leading the global operations and supply chain organization. My most recent roles, my current role, have been very global in nature. So I have, it's led to significant travel, if you like traveling. For example, I just got back from Dubai a week ago, and next weekend I'm headed to Taiwan to meet with suppliers. So really interesting, nothing like I ever expected when I was thinking about what I was going to do back in high school. I've worked with so many wonderful people. Really, my closest friends are people that I started working with early on in manufacturing. So that's been really rewarding, and it's just been an amazing journey and just incredible experiences.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that and all of the different, opportunities for growth and learning, and all of the different areas in manufacturing that you've had the opportunity to work in. Thank you so much, Cindy. Appreciate that. Nick, would love to hear your thoughts on your personal career journey in manufacturing and if that's something that you expected to pursue.
Sure, Jamie. And it's hard to follow Cindy after listening to her journey through there. Like Cindy, when I was coming out of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was, kind of one of 3 things. I wanted to be a professional baseball player, or I wanted to be a teacher, or I wanted to be an engineer. First one didn't pan out. So, as I looked at that, I went to school for engineering down at Virginia Tech. Got, really excited about industrial and process and systems engineering, which if you don't know is really around, it's around people. It's around the manufacturing floor and setting up people and processes to be able to go succeed on a daily basis. I had the opportunity coming out of school to get hooked up with Allegion through a rotational development program that has afforded me some wonderful opportunities. Started off as a manufacturing engineer on the shop floor down in one of our plants outside of Dallas, Texas. Was able to come to Cincinnati after that and did a great role as a frontline leader. Probably the most important role I've ever done in my life, and then one I would recommend that everybody heading into manufacturing or leadership at some point gets to do, because you quickly learn all the things you don't know, which was amazing, and you get to meet and be around so many amazing people in the manufacturing field. Since then I got the opportunity to go move in project management, moving facilities out in the state of California. I was in our lean group and an operations management roles down at some of our plants in North Carolina that built air compressors for 7 years. I was part of our integrations team, out helping do project management and service and installation for access control and CCTV as part of our company, managing regions in 6 different states and being out with customers. And then had the opportunity to come back to Cincinnati at our Steelcraft facility, and then I've been here now for the last 10 years as our plant operations manager, and then into the plant manager role. And again, didn't see 25 years ago heading into this, but I can't imagine not doing it. My ability to be able to interact with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on a daily basis is just what keeps me coming back every day and fills me full of pride and energy.
Wow, that is awesome. Another career journey just filled with so many opportunities for growth and learning. So really appreciate you sharing as well, Nick. Thank you. So next question, in our plants, there are a variety of different jobs, as we have discussed in those 2 career journeys as well. And in the videos that we've shown so far today, we have people putting things together, we have people running machines, we have other jobs that people might not think about, such as robot operators, material schedulers, customer service, even an enterprise excellence group. So thinking about who might want to tell us a little bit more about their role and how it's critical to our manufacturing operations. Chris, I was thinking I could come to you first to speak a little bit more about your role.
Yeah, absolutely, love to. So as I mentioned earlier, my role is leading our operational excellence team across the Americas. So in that role, we focus on driving the way we operate our business. We focus on standardization. And as Jamie just mentioned, we have many different roles and as well as processes in our facilities, from robotics to machinists, engineers, and such, and frontline leaders. So that standardization on how we operate helps us drive behaviors in the facilities that really deliver efficiencies in our facilities. But at the same time, it is manufacturing, and manufacturing, things aren't always perfect. So we do spend a lot of time also driving improvements in our operations. That allows us to get back to that standard that we had identified and implemented. By getting back to that standard and operating efficiently, it allows us to better service the needs of our customers.
Great insights and very clear how that is critical to our manufacturing operations. So thank you, Chris. Jamar, would love to hear a little bit more about your role.
As I said earlier, I'm a TAC coordinator. My job is to work hand in hand with the team leader to improve the process of the area I work in, whether it's through production or through safety. It's a great job because it's a way of connecting the people on the floor with the people in management as we all come up with ideas to help improve the process and better our job for everybody in the building. It's also a way to get ideas from employees out on the floor on ways to improve their process and make sure they're comfortable with the changes we're making. So I'm loving this job right now.
I love to hear that. That is super important. Thank you, Jamar. Appreciate you sharing that. Monica, would love to turn to you from an HR perspective. You're here representing HR. How is that critical to our manufacturing operations and supporting them?
Yes, so as part of the HR function, I'm responsible for ensuring we have the appropriate staffing levels and that we provide a safe and healthy environment. So, working with the leadership team, making sure that we do continue to provide that environment and having a really good understanding of our business and partnering with the various functions within the organization help me provide, that staffing strategy as well as maintaining a safe and healthy environment here.
Another really crucial element to our manufacturing operation. So thank you very much for sharing. A buzzword that we've heard a lot today is about the many opportunities and growth in manufacturing. I would love to hear a little bit more about what opportunities you've seen in your personal manufacturing career. Dave, would you like to share a little bit more about some of the opportunities you've seen?
Yeah, sure. I've been in manufacturing for a total of about 36 years right now. So, I started at another company in 1986 where I was an engineering co-op. I had opportunities like developing tool cards, maintaining bills of materials for, all the replacement parts we had at that company. They had another opportunity that arose about 1989 where they hired me full time as a manufacturing engineer. And some of the responsibilities and opportunities I had as an engineer was to create and maintain process routers. And these were process routers to drive the standard cost for the company. Also got an opportunity to use some CNC programming. We had a really neat CAD/CAM system that also gave me opportunities to do CNC programming off of 3D models, which is pretty cool. Had more opportunities in 1999 when I was given the opportunity to be the foreman of a machine shop. We had about 65 machinists that gave me an opportunity to actually manage people. And that was my first experience managing people. In managing people, you're obviously concerned about their safety, their quality, their delivery, and whatnot. It's funny, when I think back to school, I started out, when I got out of high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to further my education, so I went and got a 2-year business degree. And it wasn't until the very end of that degree that I got that I still didn't know that I wanted to do. But an elective class on robotics caught my eye, so I took the class. Really interesting class. I learned a lot about robotics and engineering. I think I ended up dropping the class because it was probably the hardest class I ever took. But that introduced me to manufacturing. 2006, more opportunities came in the way of an area manager. At that point, at that company, I was responsible for a machine shop, a tool and die shop, in both the maintenance and the facility shop. So a lot more experience there. Again, managing people as well as the processes, the equipment, and their safety. 2009 brought even more opportunity, where I was actually the operations manager at that facility that I worked at. And my responsibilities there were essentially all of the production lines as well as all the support departments. Since leaving that company about 10 years ago, I've had a lot of similar opportunities at other companies, and including Allegion, where I have even more opportunities to grow with our own company.
Wow, that is certainly a career full of opportunities. So I really appreciate you sharing all of that. That sounds really exciting. Dan would also love to hear about some of the opportunities and growth that you've seen in your manufacturing career.
Hi, Jamie. Thanks for that. Hello, everyone. I think there are a few things that have just been fantastic over the many years that I've been involved with manufacturing. Probably the most important is you get an opportunity to meet and work with people of every background, every walk of life, right? And at the end of the day, that's what makes it fun. Coming in, dealing with the people, working with the people, getting to know the people, that's what separates this career from many others. Along with that, there's an opportunity to be constantly challenged, to solve problems, and to grow internally and to help others grow, right? The opportunity to learn and help others develop their career, whether you choose to have a career as an individual contributor or a technical specialist, or you choose to go into management, you've got an opportunity to affect the lives of other people and how they develop. So very, very much enjoy that, and would very much encourage others to go down that same path.
Those are some excellent points. Thank you so much for sharing that, Dan. And Chris, actually, I would like to come back to you on this one and hear about what kind of opportunities you've seen in your career personally.
Yeah, great. Love to share. So yeah, in my career, I've had many opportunities. From starting out of college as an engineer, I was able to gain valuable experiences, both professionally and personally, actually, that helped me grow and refine my skills, and allowed me to interact on levels that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do at a young age. But from there, I was able to continue to grow and actually transitioned into a different area in Lean Six Sigma, which allowed me again to continue to build relationships, understand the business from different facets, which was instrumental in continuing to have additional opportunities. So from there, I dabbled in materials management for a while, and that covered procurement all the way through how material flows through a facility. From there, I transitioned to engineering management, and what that allowed me to do is go back to my roots as being an engineer, but then also I was able to gain some other valuable experiences with having the responsibility of facility maintenance as well, and just understanding the aspects of that. From there, I was able to transition into leading a plant overall, which gives you a new flavor. You not only have the responsibilities of certain areas that you're comfortable with, but it gives you that opportunity to continue to grow and take on the challenges of being responsible for all of the people, along with the financial performance of the facility. And in my current role, I've now expanded once again in that and having a larger scale opportunity by having a regional team. So I think for me, the opportunities have been plentiful, allowing me to take on new challenges and continue to grow, especially as a leader along the way.
That's great, Chris. Thank you so much. Another great example of all the opportunities to learn and grow and even lead as well. So thank you. So Cindy actually mentioned earlier the opportunity at Allegion for us to support your learning and development, and that we will even pay up to $8,000 a calendar year for you to go back to school. Jamar, I actually understand that this is a benefit that you have taken advantage of, and was wondering if you would want to share a little bit more about how the tuition reimbursement benefit has helped you in pursuing your professional goals and how you expect it to impact your career in manufacturing.
Yes. To start off, when I got out of high school, I wanted to go to college. I was raised by a single mom with 4 kids, so her paying for school wasn't possible. I never thought I would be able to graduate from college. So as I got older, I just said, forget it. I'm gonna try to work as hard as I could, to fund my life. But when I came to Steelcraft and they told me that they had a tuition reimbursement program and they would pay up to $8,000 a year for me to go to school, I took full advantage of it. I took it as I had no excuse not to go to school now. So I took advantage of the program. Like I said, they pay up to $8,000 a year for me to go to school. And it's greatly paying off, man. I can't thank Allegion Steelcraft enough, for that opportunity, because I can honestly say school was not on my mind when I came here. I'm totally grateful for everything they did. And I'm looking forward to taking on some of the opportunities that, I could benefit from going to school. So I encourage anybody that's going into manufacturing or any job, if they offer a tuition reimbursement program, to take full advantage of it. I just finished my 4-year degree in accounting, and my last day of school was the 4th of July. And the smile on my mom's face was priceless.
So, hey, JB, can I just add an ad hoc? I know I'm not on the list for this question, but Jamar, amazing. Love your story. There's a question coming up about what makes you proud. And that's what makes me proud, is watching our folks develop. I mean, I took advantage of it, and I couldn't have probably gotten, I would have had a lot of student loans for sure. I'm so proud that Allegion offers it. I'm proud that our employees take advantage. I would say we encourage, managers, we strongly encourage our folks to develop. And it's just wonderful to see folks develop. One of the things I love, when I get out to the plants, different folks will come up, hey, Cindy, I got, I'm my last semester for this. And it's so wonderful. It's a great thing. So it really is good.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And congratulations again, Jamar. That is so powerful, and we're so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So Monica, actually, as a follow-up to that, from an HR perspective, would love if you could share if you have any personal anecdotes or any stories from team members that you've seen that have taken advantage of that tuition reimbursement program, and how or other development opportunities at Allegion, and how that's impacted them.
Yes, Jamie, thanks for the opportunity. I always love speaking with and encouraging our employees to utilize this benefit for what we just saw, right? Jamar has a fantastic story to share with us, the pride that Cindy shared, that our employees get to take advantage of this opportunity. So here at Indianapolis Operations, off the top of my head, I can think of a few folks here in the last year who have graduated and are pursuing different roles here within our facility. I know even next week, I'm interviewing someone who recently graduated and is pursuing a new role. And this is all as a result of him utilizing our tuition reimbursement program. So another example, our ops manager here, he's been with Allegion for over 20 years. And he originally started as an assembler, just like we saw Sheila in the video earlier today. And he has worked his way up to the operations manager. Allegion has paid for his bachelor's degree as well as his master's. So another great example. Like I said, we just love this benefit. So happy that we are able to provide this for employees.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. I know that we do have a number of valuable opportunities available right now and are ready to hire and invest in young people that want to build a career in manufacturing. And I would love it if you could tell me a little bit more about what kinds of skills and experience we're looking for in someone who may be interested in starting out at Allegion. Dan, would you want to share a little bit more about that?
Sure, Jamie, I'd love to. I think one of the coolest things about manufacturing is there are opportunities for people of every skill set and every level, whether it's a person that's just coming out of high school and has no idea what manufacturing is about, or someone that's gone on to get an advanced technical degree, right? There's an opportunity for that entire range of skills. And of course, manufacturing is somewhat technical, and so there's a need for math and science background. But I'd also stress that the communication side is equally as important. Reading, writing, and just dialogue skills, right? Being able to get along with people and being able to communicate is equally as important, because that'll help you and it'll allow others to help you to advance. And of course, taking care of those education benefits. You've got unlimited opportunity to learn and increase your education and go just as far as you want to go. And I think people help guide you in that, particularly at a company like Allegion that has the strong value base that it does.
That is great, valuable feedback. Thank you very much. Monica, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes. Absolutely agree with those communication needs that Dan referenced, but depending on what kind of role someone is looking for, obviously the relevant experience for that particular function. But if someone is looking to get into, say, assembly, really we're looking for someone who, has a commitment to come to work, a great attitude, hungry to learn. If someone's got all of those assets, the opportunities here at Allegion are endless.
Awesome. Love that. Thank you. Nick, as a plant manager as well, do you have anything to add and what you guys are looking for?
Sure. And listen, Dan and Monica hit the nail on the head with their responses there. I mean, I think at Allegion, if you bring those characteristics like Monica talked about there around, that ability and commitment to be there and be ready to go and to learn, be a self-starter, and really, one of the big things we look for is problem solvers who can help be a problem solver. We can teach a lot of those other ancillary skills. You don't have to be worried about getting in and knowing manufacturing and learning those things. We can teach all that stuff. We look for that self-motivation and that problem-solving ability. Those are the people that really make a good culture fit at Allegion.
That's great. Thank you. Now, I would absolutely love to hear, Cindy, you touched on it already, but follow up to that, what about working at Allegion makes you the proudest? So Cindy, anything you'd want to expand on your previous remarks there?
Sure, and I already talked about just watching people develop. Honestly, I love that. But, besides that, I'm just really proud of the values and the culture that we have here at Allegion. It's different. It's special. I worked at GM a long time, but I worked other places, like when I was in high school and younger and all that. My family members work other places. It's just really a special culture. It's one of empowering people, serving each other, doing the right thing, making decisions and collaborating. And it's just a lot of fun. And so really love that. The other thing I would say is just I'm proud of the work that we do. There's something about manufacturing a product. We are producing something, and the products that we produce are very important. They keep people safe and secure. And so there's that aspect also, that the work that we're doing is something really important for, for our neighborhood, for our neighbors, for our families, and, the world, let's say.
I think you nailed several things there that are very important to be proud of. So thank you. Dave, would love to hear what makes you the proudest of working at Allegion.
Sure. Yeah, with 36 years of experience in manufacturing, I've certainly had a lot of help along the way, especially starting out when I really didn't know what career path I wanted to go down and what avenues within manufacturing I wanted to pursue. So I've certainly had a lot of help along the way. One of the things that I've really enjoyed the last several years, particularly here, is working with others and mentoring others, helping them find their career path. And when I see others identify and achieve their own personal growth goals, that by far makes me the proudest.
Absolutely. That's great. Thank you so much, Dave. Appreciate it. Nick, round us out on this one. What makes you the proudest of working at Allegion?
Sure. And I'm going to brag on Dave real quick. Dave does an absolutely amazing job as a mentor, an absolutely amazing job. And I don't have enough fingers on my hands to list the amount of people that I've seen him grow and develop in this place. So great job. Two things that I would probably say, Jamie, make me the proudest. Number one, similar to what Cindy said, is just what we do as a company in Allegion, that we're out trying to make the world a safer place. And I think of some of the markets we serve, and I focus on the education market for really two reasons around what we do and how we partner with schools. Why that's important to me, it makes me proud. Number one, I have 4 children, 4 small children that are in school. So knowing that I'm working for a company that's helping trying to keep them safe on a daily basis is important. The other aspect I bring up the education market is like I said earlier, I went to Virginia Tech, and we had some pretty big tragedy back on that campus involving a gunman back in 2009. And I think about those things, and I think about the pride I have working for a company that is trying to prevent those things from happening in the future. The other thing that makes me really proud is when I think of the workforce we have here and that I get to work with on a daily basis. I get to meet a lot of new people every day. I do orientation every week. I'm meeting bright new faces that are just entering manufacturing. I'm also working on a daily basis with 20% of our workforce that's been here more than 30 years. I get a great opportunity, one that I probably take for granted, to hand out 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 year service awards on a monthly basis, which is just amazing.
Absolutely. And we love seeing those. And I'm certainly feeling the Allegion pride. So especially hearing all of the just valuable insights that you guys have shared with us today. So I really appreciate that. And I know we've had the opportunity to hear more about your own careers in manufacturing. So now I'd really be interested to hear, what is one piece of advice that you'd give to someone who might be interested in pursuing a career in manufacturing? Cindy, do you want to kick us off? And then maybe we can go around the whole group and they can share a piece of advice.
I mean, I guess my advice is really just consider it. Like, don't be afraid. You don't need to know anything about it, because we will train you, and you'll come in and you'll learn, and it's a great opportunity to learn. But definitely consider a career in manufacturing. It's interesting, it's rewarding. As we've discussed, there's just endless variety in the roles. There's all kinds of different paths that you can take. You never stop learning. It's never boring. I would also mention manufacturing generally, the jobs pay better than most fields, and something definitely to think about. Also, I would say there's tons of job security. Like I mentioned, when I was coming out of high school, that was really important to me. If you just listen to the news, I mean, there are so many job opportunities in manufacturing. It's endless. I think manufacturing is really getting back to being a really esteemed field. It seems for a while when I was coming out of college, it was a very esteemed field, and then it seems like it kind of lost some of the magic. But I think certainly in the United States, there's a recognition of how important manufacturing is to the U.S. economy and to our national security. And I think you're just going to see more and more job growth and opportunity in manufacturing. So consider it.
Fantastic advice. Thank you, Cindy. Dan, how about you next?
Thanks, Jamie. I guess I would just point out a couple of things. The first is whether you're starting out in your career or at any future point in your career, seek out good people in a company that has strong values, because at the end of the day, that's what keeps you ticking and makes you enjoy it and allows you to pursue your passion, right? And manufacturing is good because you can pursue a lot of different passions underneath the huge umbrella of manufacturing. And then the second one is, as you start your career, learn everything you possibly can. You learn a lot in school, whether you're coming out of high school or an engineering degree or an advanced degree. What it really teaches you is how to learn and use that all through your career to learn everything you possibly can and keep expanding your horizons, and you'll go really far. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you, Dan. Great advice. Chris, how about you next?
Yeah, I'd love to. So as I mentioned before, I did go to college to study engineering, and I did serve as an engineer for many years. But as I grew into various roles and my career continued to evolve, I learned that opportunities will present themselves in ways we might not expect. So with that, I would say be open-minded to learning new things and growing along the way. Your growth might take you in different directions where you'll uncover new things and develop new passions within manufacturing.
Great advice as well. Thank you, Chris.
Yep, thank
Monica,
you.
what advice would you share?
Yes. So if you can accept challenges as opportunities, I think you'll always be a step ahead. The line of work and what we're producing here is essential. And you can imagine the last couple of years, we have had to overcome, supply chain concerns, labor shortage concerns, but we have found ways to be creative and overcome those concerns and keep things moving in the right way. So it's really a frame of mind, right? Every challenge is actually an opportunity you can learn from.
It sure is. Thank you. Jamar, how about you?
Some advice I would give somebody entering manufacturing is don't get complacent. I used to come to work every day trying to figure out, is it something bigger other than Allegion or Steelcraft? Not knowing the opportunities that were here at Steelcraft that were, and bigger than the role I was in. Just come into the situation, and don't get complacent, and try to learn something in everything you do, and make the most out of everything you do, in manufacturing and everything you do in life, period. Because there are some opportunities that might come your way that you're not looking for, just based on you being, hungry and not being complacent and coming to work with an open mind and just, searching for, new things, newer beginnings. That's what I would say. Don't get complacent.
That is excellent advice. Thank you, Jamar. Nick, what's the piece of advice you would share?
Sure, I'll keep it pretty simple. Don't wait for someone to, develop your career for you or make your path. Go do it yourself.
Love that. Thank you. Dave, round us out. What's the piece of advice that you would share with someone?
I think my best piece of advice is find something that you enjoy doing, because I all too often I see people that go out and chase the money and the big salaries, and then they find themselves in jobs that they don't really like. They actually hate them. So find a career, find that career path where you enjoy the work at least somewhat. Make it fun.
Always important to find the fun in everything, right? That's great. Thank you. All right, well, now let's switch gears into some Q&A. We do have a couple of questions here that we'll try to get to quickly. The first one, Monica, I would love to come to you with it. The question is, if a student or someone they know is interested in pursuing a career at Allegion, how should they go about getting started?
Yes, happy to answer this question. So the first step would be to log on to our Allegion careers page, and depending on the geographic nature where you're located, there may be different opportunities open. So, look and find what's open in your geographic area, apply online, and then also, go into one of our facilities, seek out the HR team and talk about your experiences and what opportunities might be available for you.
Great, thank you. And then the next question, Dave, I'll come to you with it. What kinds of tools and technology might someone get to work with in a manufacturing job at Allegion?
Wow, that's a big question, because there's a lot of jobs here, and kind of depending on where you're working, it's going to be different types of equipment, different types of tooling, different types of technology. If I was going to break it down, if you just look at on the production floor where we're actually making, the frames and parts and whatnot, you'll see stuff like manual brakes and shears. We got roll forming equipment. We have a lot of automated equipment to deliver raw material to automated production lines. We have CNC brakes, CNC shears. We do have pick and place robots. We have 2- and 3-axis laser machines. And it's kind of neat the way some of our tooling has evolved. I can remember back in the old day, before we had some of our CNC equipment, you had to have an operator that was kind of, we'll call it old school, that really knew the equipment and knew how to read a blueprint and knew how to go in there and set the machine up and take measurements and, on and on and on. Now they're looking at a computer screen that looks a lot like a video game, and they're running programs that are automatically making parts that are a lot more accurate, a lot more repeatable. Also out on the production floor, we got stuff like a variety of welders, and there's a lot of multiple washing facilities and paint facilities. If you turn to like some of the support groups like tool and die, you'll see stuff like surface grinders, vertical and horizontal milling machines. Obviously, we got some lathes in there to make parts for some of the equipment on the floor. If you turn to our inspection department, they're using tooling like vernier calipers, gauge blocks, V blocks, digital micrometers, and I know we're looking at getting a coordinate measuring machine to take our inspection to the next level, make things easier, a little more accurate. If you're working in engineering, they're using a CAD/CAM system. I think they're using AutoCAD and some other programs to do the programming and the design for making parts that we need to keep the floor running. If you're working in order entry, scheduling, finance, and shipping, we have an ERP system that helps us take orders, schedule orders, track raw material from coming in the door to out the door. We also use that to develop standard cost. And I guess finally, if you're in HR, you're using computer software to generate paychecks, track vacations, and all the benefits that all the employees had. One of the latest pieces of equipment or technology that we got to use once COVID hit and everybody was kind of locked up either at home, working from home, or working on site was the whole Microsoft Teams that we're kind of using today to have meetings across the United States and even the world to bring our ideas together, in this forum.
That was an excellent overview. Thank you so much, Dave. Appreciate it. I know we're at time, but we'll take one more question here very quickly. Jamar, would love to hear, what difficulties have you faced entering the manufacturing industry?
The biggest difficulty I had when I was a kid, when I fresh out of high school, I had a child. And my first year in college, I had a child. Finding that work-life balance was very difficult for me at times. Going to the doctor, finding ways to make it to doctor's appointments and school meetings. With manufacturing being based on our customers' demand, when demand gets high, we have to work a lot of hours sometimes. So just finding a way to maneuver some of them plans around my work schedule was very difficult. But the more I worked, the more I been here at Allegion, the more I got used to it, and kind of got more familiar with my working times, and it made it a little easier. But I would encourage anybody to take that into account, finding that work-life balance when entering manufacturing.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing. Really appreciate it. That is all the time that we have for questions today. Panelists, can't thank you enough for joining us today and sharing all of your valuable insights with our attendees. We really appreciate it. We really hope that you've enjoyed learning more about the many vibrant and valuable opportunities in the manufacturing industry, as well as the opportunities to grow and develop in a career at Allegion. We hope you'll consider the manufacturing industry as a future career path. And in closing, I'd really like to invite you to learn a little bit more from some of our talented employees about what they have to say about what manufacturing means to them. Let's take a quick look.
If you'd like to make a difference in the community, making the world a safer place, people's homes, schools, hospitals, other institutions, educational institutions, to make them a safer place for our people out in the world, then Allegion is the place to work.
Not only is it a good place to work, you got good friendly people to work with, and it's also a stepping stone for opportunities to grow in the company.
What makes me come to work every day is the people that I work with. I enjoy the people that I interact with on a daily basis. It just makes my job a lot easier.
I've never been at a job with the people in the area wanted to help the other newer hires, new employees. as much as here. So there's a lot of mentorship that goes on here.
The training was very hands-on, which I appreciate that a lot.
One thing I love the most about my job here is how much I am out on the floor and interacting with the people. They're the experts, and that's who I'm learning everything from.
I think what I'm proudest of working here at Steelcraft is just the relationships.
What makes me proudest about the work I do is the people. If we don't have the people, we can't make the safe products, the quality products that we do today.
When I found out these doors are going to hospitals and schools and, protecting kids, that made me take a lot more, pride in my job.
It feels good that knowing that we're going to give people, that sense of security and a peace of mind.
I chose Allegion because of the values.
With all the Allegion core values, it really is not limited to just how you are as an employee, but you can take all of those core values with you outside of these walls and apply it to your life, which is huge.
So we encourage our new team members all the time when they come in the doors to demonstrate those values and be curious beyond the obvious. Have a passion for excellence. Don't be afraid to speak up. I don't care if it's day one.
One of our values is this is your business, run with it. So if you have an idea, you can make that happen and grow.
I feel there's a lot of opportunities, especially with Allegion. They definitely show that they're interested in internal movement, advancement within the company.
At Allegion, I feel like everybody is committed to my development, the team's development, and just pursuing improvement every single day.
There's chances to go to college with tuition reimbursement as well.
So anyone that's interested in the challenge, anyone that wants to be able to make a difference somewhere, give some input and actually make a difference, I think Allegion's a good company to work for.
Hard work gets recognized. I've learned a lot here. I've went from a sheet of metal all the way to loading a door to go to the warehouse. So I've done a lot, I've learned a lot, and I think it's a great trade to be into because you can learn so much from what you're doing here.
My piece of advice would be learn, glean what you can from the person next to you, from the leaders, from the trainings that you're in.
Everything's going up more technologically, and I only expect it to keep going up.
I think the advancement in technologies at our plant in the last 10 years has been significant.
We're bringing in CNC equipment, robotics that allow those operators to kind of operate hands-off. We're a little more technical role and get to see that they're really doing a good job and doing it safely.
Day in, day out, the technology is improving every day.
I would describe the future of manufacturing as inspirational.
It's definitely challenging. So those who, enjoy that, get a kick out of, fixing things, it's definitely a good industry for them.
Exciting. There's always change. There's always new technology. There's always new challenges. It never gets boring.
I would say ever-changing.
I would choose the word evolving.
Growth.
Always growing, always on the move.
Progressive.
Innovation.
Satisfying.
So automation is definitely the future of manufacturing.
In my experience, I would say a journey. The reason why I say a journey is because in a journey, you know where you're going, but you don't know what you're going to see. You don't know what you're going to experience. And during a journey, you learn about so much because you're seeing things for the first time or seeing new things. That's kind of how I've looked at my career here, is that I kind of, once I got into the manufacturing, I knew where I was going, but I didn't know what I was going to see. I didn't know what I was going to experience. And almost on a daily, weekly basis, I'm seeing things for the first time or seeing new things, how to process things in a different way.
Because I think manufacturing is a really good opportunity and a good place to work.
So I would encourage anyone to pursue a career at Allegion.
Thank you so much for joining us for our 2022 virtual U.S. Manufacturing Day event. Have a great day.